digital audio workstations and how to use them to create a podcast show or episode. Now you have a number of options that you can really go about production when you're looking at podcasting. So I will be talking about one of the softwares I use. I will give you a brief of what it is, and I'll also show you how you can record from multiple microphones or multiple audio inputs into one software for your final edits. What you're looking at here is Fruity Loop Studio. Fruity Loop Studio is one of the many DAW softwares out there. It is friendly to both Mac and Windows-based operating systems. So what I mean by a DAW, this is a digital audio workstation. And digital audio workstations are more or less digital, as the word itself, representations of a physical studio. So where in your physical studio you'd probably have a few microphones coming into maybe a mixer, you have a few instruments, a few organs here and there, all hooked up, all going into a master software where then you're able to record all of this. If you do not have the hardware to do all that physical studio setup, a DAW will be your easiest bang for buck. What you can do, get the best DAW that you can afford or that comes free. If you're on Mac, you will find a number of free softwares that will come as default. Then when you open up, say for example, you have chosen to go with Fruity Loops. When you open it up immediately, what you're looking at here is the mixer. What you're looking at here is the mixer. I will just drag it a little further down so that we are able to see better. What you have on the first column is your master level. So you're able to adjust your master level to whatever levels you want or whatever you feel comfortable. This will be similar to what you'd have in your physical studio. And right now it's muted. That is why you see this small dot is green. So the reason I'm opting to keep it on mute is at the moment I have only one set of headsets and the software is set to output audio through the same. So when I'm recording or as I'm speaking right now, then I'm getting immense feedback. So how do you immediately add a number of microphones? Assuming you're able to get a small, maybe 3.5 millimeter jack for 2 microphones to USB into your computer, and you're able to connect additional microphones to your laptop or your desktop, what you can do immediately is all these are now levels that, or rather inputs that you can configure to different instruments. So if I was able to say hook up a keyboard, a piano, maybe a guitar, violin, and so on, I will be able to select all of this here. So for this input, I'll say I'm going to use line 1. This is my microphone again. You see immediately it shows this input as I'm speaking. Now for demonstration purposes, I'll also use line 2. I will again select maybe another input. Again, I'm using the exact same microphone. This is why you're seeing these two inputs are all kind of playing the same audio output. Then finally, how do you set this to be output as an audio clip that you can then either further edit and fine tune using Fruity Loops or any other software for that matter? What you will do, at the bottom here you see the red clips. So these are automatically saving the audio from the moment I hit record. Double clicking on that, on the red dot, remember right hand double click, right button double click, or rather your secondary mouse button double click. Don't use your primary button, which for most people will be your left button on your mouse. Go for your right, double click that, it brings up this save. So I'll just use this as say line 1 test. I'll copy that, I'll save it, come to the second input and just say line 2 test again. The advantage for this means that once you're done with your recording, yes, it will save the clip into your Fruity Loops workstation. But what if you preferred your final audio edits to be done in another software, say something like DaVinci or something from Adobe and so on? If you're able to do this and immediately set the default save location, adjust your levels for the various microphone inputs or for the various organs that you will have in your setup. Then you can just hit record and that recording session will begin. So the first time I clicked record, it did not pop up, but now that I've clicked once more, this pop-up comes up. So you have two options that you really need to consider. Leave out the last three. Always pick for audio into a playlist and as an audio clip. So what will happen here, once you're done with your recording, it will retain two copies, automatically loading one into Fruity Loops, and the second one will be the file we have saved at our preferred location. So I will click on that, and the recording begins immediately. And as you can see here on track 2 and track 3, we automatically have the inputs from my microphone. Now the waveforms will seem quite similar. If you look at this, the waveforms will be quite similar. This is simply because, again, we're using the exact same microphone, or rather the same line input. Once you're okay with your recording, you can just stop it at whatever point, and you'll automatically have your inputs here. So what happens is, you see, we had saved one as line 1 test, line 2 test, leave alone this one. These two are also saved at our default location. If you did not capture the location, you can always go try to save a new clip, check the save location, and open your file explorer, and you should be able to find those files there. So I'm just trying to quickly navigate to the exact same folder on my side. Could be easier if you just copy the same link, go to your default, or rather your Windows Explorer, and you find your files here. So I had done a number of other previous recordings. You can always delete this, or if you wish to keep them, you can keep them, but at the same time you immediately have all your inputs from the various microphones, which means you can then import these specific recordings into another software for some After Effects kind of editing and fine-tuning of your audio. If you liked the content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to the channel. Do hit us up in the description, in the comment section. Let us know what else you'd like to know more about Fruity Loops or about digital audio workstations. And in future, I'll be posting a few other recordings, just taking you through a real life situation where I have a number of inputs wired up to my computer that I'm able to then record, take that to another software, do further editing, and so on. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button for upcoming videos. Cheers, catch you on the next one.